The Office of Student Judicial Affairs and Community Standards, or SJACS for short, aspires to encourage an academic environment where students acknowledge responsibility for their actions and lead with integrity. The mission of the Office of Student Judicial Affairs and Community Standards is to communicate, explain, and promote the standards of student behavior necessary within the scholarly community. The Student Conduct Code is the set of rules that outline the behavioral standards that the university has established for all its students. These rules are enforced to maintain a safe and supportive learning environment for everyone in the USC community. By accepting admission to the university, you accept the Student Conduct Code and agree to abide by those standards. SJACS receives reports from the Department of Public Safety, Res Ed, faculty, staff, and other members of our community. SJACS reviews those reports to determine whether or not the report contains information of a possible violation of the Student Conduct Code. If a violation may have occurred, the student is emailed notification of the allegations and instructed to meet with a judicial officer in SJACS to review the matter. During your meeting to review the case, you will have the opportunity to discuss the allegations with your judicial officer, review all of the evidence in the case, and share your perspective regarding the case. You are not required to present any information on your own behalf. However, the judicial officer is required to render a decision in your case based on the totality of the information that is presented. You may be wondering how SJACS decides a case, or what standard of proof is used in reaching a decision in your case. SJACS will look to the preponderance of the information, or the greater weight of the information, in deciding the outcome of your case. Imagine a scale, if you will. After considering all of the information in the case, if it appears more likely than not that you engage in behavior that violated the Student Conduct Code, SJACS is obliged to find you responsible for the violation, and sanctions will be assigned to you. However, if it appears more likely that you did not engage in behavior that violates the code, the allegations will be dismissed. In those cases where the evidence on both sides is perfectly balanced, and SJACS just can't decide one way or the other, the case will be dismissed. Because the Student Conduct Review is educational in nature, sanctions assigned as the result of a violation of the Conduct Code are primarily intended to educate and to support your ultimate success at USC and beyond. Any decision in your case will be presented to you in writing. If you accept responsibility for violating the Student Conduct Code and sign a decision to that effect, you still have the right to appeal any sanctions or consequences that may be assigned to you, if you feel the sanctions are excessive or otherwise inappropriate. If, after discussing the case with your judicial officer, you do not believe that you violated the Student Conduct Code, but the judicial officer concludes that the preponderance of the evidence proves otherwise, summary review will be conducted, and a detailed written decision will be prepared based on the evidence in the case and sent to you after the meeting. You also have appeal rights in a summary review. You may appeal any sanctions that you feel are excessive or inappropriate. You may also appeal the decision if you believe that new evidence has become available, which is sufficient to alter the decision and which you were not aware of or could not have reasonably obtained at the time of the original review. Finally, you may appeal on the ground that SJACS failed to follow university rules or regulations while reviewing your case. It is important for you to know that you have rights of confidentiality under the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, better known as FERPA. FERPA requires that we keep your educational records confidential. Your student conduct records are considered part of your education record at USC. Therefore, we will not share them with anyone outside the university, unless you give us written permission to do so. Within the university, we may share student conduct records with faculty or staff members if they can demonstrate that they need the information to do their job at USC. For instance, our office may share information about a student's conduct history with study abroad programs that need information about a student's conduct history in order to determine if it would be appropriate to allow a student the privilege of studying overseas. If you have any questions about the Student Conduct Review, your judicial officer will be happy to answer your questions before discussing your case. Thank you.